Hey everyone. Today we ask the question, do we need a Nintendo Direct focused on Metroid Prime 4? So this seems to be the hot topic among Metroid YouTubers right now, and I feel like the majority of them really think we need a Direct. There might be a couple that think trailers have been good and we know plenty about the game, but I just wanted to discuss it a little bit today, and I'll tell you my personal thoughts at the end of the video, if not as we go. So, to go ahead and begin, I want to ask, what should Metroid Prime 4 Beyond be? So like, what kind of a game? Should it be a game trying to honor the series' roots, go back to the beginning because we haven't had a game in so long? Or should it simply be more of a sequel to Prime 3 and try to pick up where it left off and where it was headed in like the way that game was full of action and tried to fill out the time with more story and so on? When I watch trailers and gameplay, I feel like the game is kind of a mix. So a bit like Prime 3, where the game, it definitely looks like a Metroid Prime game, right? But if you notice all of the story elements, it seems like it might be a little more contemporary. It's not so exploration heavy and just slow paced. If you want it to be, of course, you can blast through these games pretty quick if you really want, except for Prime 3. It kind of holds you back. So I want to say, being contemporary doesn't have to be a bad thing. They can make this game look good, and they should make it look good, and I hope they can make it look good. But I think that they have to kind of choose a little bit. I guess by this point they've already chosen, right? But they have to choose between the fans and bringing in new people. But ideally, I guess they'd want to be in the middle. They want to do everything right for the fans, everything right for a new audience, to hopefully bring more people in. I do agree with people that I want more people to come in because that would be healthy for the series. We don't want it to get abandoned, because if this only sells 100,000 copies and they were expecting 3 or 4, 5 million, I mean, it makes it hard to justify to continue it, right? If it's actually shrinking. But that's kind of the risk you take if you just made Metroid Prime 1 again, even though it's considered one of the greatest games of all time. I think that people have kind of moved on. It might have been the game of the future at the time, but we're beyond even that future now. And I think that, so they're kind of in a hard place, understandably, because it's just been so long since the last Metroid Prime game. They kind of have to go a bit in their own direction, and having a new team helps with that. But I can't help but feel like I want that classic Metroid Prime 1 and 2 gameplay, where it's really exploration heavy. It can be pretty quiet at times. Sometimes you're just looking for power-ups. Sometimes you're just scanning or figuring out puzzles. All this to say, I'm not sure who they should focus on for their audience, which brings me to the next question. Who does this game appear to be for? As I've said, this game looks pretty contemporary in a lot of ways, so I feel like it is trying to kind of reach a new audience, that middle ground, and I think that they've done a few things like adding in the bike just for that purpose, to be kind of cool or edgy or make it stand out, to grab people's attention, right? It doesn't seem like the old games really tried to grab people's attention, except for maybe in the advertising, but that's kind of what advertising is for, right? I remember with Prime 2 in particular, they were really trying to push themselves to be the Halo killer, because it was going to come out about the same time as Halo 2. It didn't work out so well, and I don't know, if they hadn't compared themselves to Halo, I kind of wonder if they would have done a little bit better with Prime 2, just because they kind of set themselves up to be compared to Halo, right? Because that's what they were saying. So I feel like if they're just their own thing, and when I think about it now, that it does kind of seem like that's what they're doing. They are being their own thing. They're not setting themselves up to be compared to anybody. They're just, hey, here's a trailer, or here's some information. This is what it is. And they don't elaborate a whole lot, so it kind of works in their favor that, what is this game? You know, people are kind of questioning it. I mean, I don't know what just the common person thinks of it. Do they think, oh, that looks cool? It looks like a neat game. What's it about? Because it doesn't give you a whole lot of information in the trailers. Like that, it looks like a shooter, but they don't show a lot of shooting, do they? So you have to kind of wonder if that's kind of what they're going for in a way, because what do you compare it to except for the old games? And if they show the old games in trailers and things, people are going to be even more confused. So as I work out my thoughts here, I feel like it does kind of look like they're trying to appeal to that in-between audience. And I don't know if it's necessarily working very well, because you don't hear anybody talking about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, except for Metroid YouTubers. I mean, and I guess that's kind of my hangout space, so maybe that's why, for my, or in my case. But, you know, I feel like they are actually doing a good job. I know there's a lot of talk about that too, that they're not doing a good job, but I feel like for what it is, I think they are doing a good job. Next, I wanted to ask, who should this game be for? Because I feel like it should be for me. I've been waiting since Prime 3, right? I think it should be for me. So I've played all the Prime games, maybe not counting Prime Pinball and Federation Force, but I'm here for the main games, right? So I've played Prime 1, 2, 3, I've played Hunters, that's kind of a side story, and I played Prime 1 when it came out, Prime 2 when it came out, Prime 3 when it came out. Trust me, I was so excited for all of them. And so I think this game should be for me. Let's worry about bringing in new players next time. Like I said, I think they're doing a good job of trying to reach new players. I think that the trailers leave enough mystery to do that, to get people interested without just showing them everything. And so I like that, because I don't want spoiled either, because I can't help myself but watch the trailers. And I guess that kind of makes me think that I don't want a direct for this game, because then I'm going to be tempted to watch it, or feel like I want to watch it now for this YouTube channel, and I don't want spoiled. I want to explore this world and not know what I'm doing and figure it out as I go, because that's how it was when the other games came out. Like I said, I think this game should be for me, and so I want to go into it blind. I want to have all those discoveries. I've had some of that taken from me already, like the bike and a little bit of the story, although I'm not big on story anyway. Like, that's a side thing to me. The real thing is the exploration, the refining your path through the game in future playthroughs. And so yeah, I think no direct would be best, in my opinion, and it is getting pretty late for that anyway. The game looks good. what else would they even show anyway, except for how to play Metroid Prime. And we have Prime Remastered. I think that maybe got some people interested, and that's readily available if somebody's wondering what these games are about. Well, you see the 4 in the title. Hey, where are the other games? Well, there's Prime Remastered to play on the Switch, so I feel like people can check that out if they're really curious. Or, I mean, there's so much footage of all the games online, of course. So, why spoil the game with a direct if we could just wait and play the game? Because the game isn't going anywhere, right? It doesn't need to sell 10 million copies the day it releases. So, let the word of mouth do the job. And because we Metroid fans are excited. Okay, so we will spread the word of mouth. If anyone sells this game, it'll be us, not Nintendo. Because I think we love it more than Nintendo does, right? Don't you think? It sure seems that way. So I think that's it. Do you agree with me? Should there be no Nintendo Direct for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? Or do you disagree with me and you think we need a blowout? They need to just have a full walkthrough of the game, every last detail gone over before the game comes out so that we really know if we want to play this one. I'm just kidding, of course. I know nobody's asking for that. We'll get that as people post their gameplay online, right? But let me know your thoughts in the comments of this video, and like the video, subscribe to me, because I'm still doing Metroid content, and I hope it blows up even more with the release of Metroid Prime 4. And yeah, so I hope that God would bless you today, and I will talk to you next time.